Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. There are a lot of critics out there who conveniently lie to themselves and lie to you that the media is not really targeting Muslims and the media is fair. They're not really biased against Muslims. And it's the Muslims who are at fault because if the Muslims weren't doing bad things, they wouldn't be in the media. This is their central argument. However, this is not true. There are millions and millions of Muslims who do really good things, but it doesn't make it to the media because, again, the media feeds off negative news. No one really wants to know, especially since majority of the world is anti-Islamic, no one really cares whether a Muslim does anything good. In fact, when a Muslim does something good and let's say he donates or he opens an orphanage and he gets publicized in the news, you know what people say? Oh, don't bring up his religion. All we want to know about the good charity he's done, that's fine, but leave his religion in the closet. Why do we have to mention his religion? Can't we just mention his name? These same hypocrites, when a person gets convicted and the police are chasing him in the media and the police don't disclose physical appearance, they're the same ones that scream and shout and say the name is not enough, show his appearance, we need to name and shame this person. And we need to know what religion he belongs to. This is what they say. They want to know his appearance so then they can stereotype him so they can connect him to the religion of Islam. Only when he does bad things. But if he does something good, no. Just why do we have to bring up his religion? What do we have to say is a Muslim charitable imam or Mr. Ahmed down the street, he gave, $100,000 to that hospital and the news writes, Ahmed, the Muslim, gives $100,000 to the Royal Children's Hospital. And then they come in, why don't we drop the term Muslim? Why can't you just say Ahmed, that's it? Why do we have to add the word religion into it? Right? The same ones that complain. But you will see they'll never complain when it writes Ahmed, the Islamic terrorist. Right? They'll never complain when that's in the headlines. So we need to keep in mind that the media orchestrates a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative media, because it wins the most clickbaits. For them, it doesn't matter, really. Of course, even the media has an agenda against Islam, but for them, it's profit. The more clicks, the more people watch it, the more people view it, the more interest it gains, they will publish and fuel negativity into the media as much as they can about Muslims. So for money, it tries to tarnish and tries to destroy the faith of other people, tries to alienate them. And that's why the media is highly responsible. People say, terrorism is responsible for, why Muslims are depicted as bad and evil people. No, it's the media. Terrorism has got a very small play in this. The media is responsible because it is the media that has the greatest power. It is the media that has its tentacles all over the place. It can reach any place at any time. Media is used as a propaganda tool. In fact, the Ukrainian government, its intelligence organizations, it is spending millions of dollars, and this is by the help of the United Nations, millions of dollars to try and shut down Russian media platforms. Why is it doing this? Why? Because it is a powerful tool. You can use media to manipulate the headlines, the storylines. You can use the media to alienate, to lie and bring negative news about a population. So it's the media that is responsible for Islamophobia, especially if their whole emphasis is to portray Islam as being a negative religion. You can go to any statistical media network. You can go to Press Gazette UK, editors backed report calling for fairer reporting of Muslims in Islam. 60%, look what it says. This was published in 2021, and this statistic report was done by Western media. The editors of the Sunday Times and Daily Mirror have backed a report that found almost 60% of online news articles were made negative about Muslims in Islam. 60%. By Charlotte Tobit. Here. 60%. Can you believe this? It says, we are also committed to building a diverse newsroom that reflects the world we report on and ensuring your journalism accurately represents diverse perspectives. We welcome this report and will review its findings. The new report follows analysis of almost 48,000 online news articles and more than 5,500 TV clips following daily monitoring of coverage mentioning Muslims and Islam, whether in a passing manner or as a main focus of the story. It says, some 34 mainstream news and current affair websites and 38 TV channels, including all regional channels, were monitored between October 2018 to September 2019. A broader sweep of the coverage was also examined in 2019 to 2020, taking in some of the COVID-19 pandemics. The report accused publications on the right of the increasingly regurgitating far-right tropes and claimed commentators on the right continuously rail against Muslims as an existential threat to Britain and the wider world. Have a look at this statistic analysis that was released in 2019. Terror attacks committed by Muslims get 357% more media coverage than other terror attacks, study finds. This is peer-reviewed by the Georgia State University. They write, terror attacks carried out by Muslims receive on average of 357% more media coverage than those committed by other groups, according to the research conducted at Georgia State University. The study published in the Justice Quarterly found perpetrator religion is a predictor of news coverage of a terrorist attack. Other factors also drive coverage, but to a lesser extent. The study's authors note that in the United States, members of the public tend to fear the Muslim terrorists while ignoring other threats. It writes, the research highlights a serious imbalance in news coverage. They write, what was especially surprising was the sheer amount of coverage granted to a small handful of domestic terrorists who were both Muslim and from out of the US, said Alison Bettis, a presidential fellow with Georgia State's Transculture Conflict and Violent Extremism Initiative. This tiny minority of the data set accounted for a very large amount of coverage. Out of 136 terror attacks in the US, over a span of 10 years, the authors studied Muslims committed an average of 12.5% of the attacks, yet received more than half of the news coverage. The research team found that the factors other than the perpetrator's religion also affect coverage. When a suspect was arrested, there was 287% increase in news coverage on average, and attacks against the government received 211% more coverage. Now, I want to show you a little small demonstration. This is the Broadmeadows suburban areas. This is a community Facebook page, and this is where they will post things about the community. Isaac Shukri posts a post from the police services. The police services are hunting certain individuals. And you'll see a bunch of individuals here. Rabi Hamzi, warrant issued for Gabriel, warrant issued for all of these people. They're looking for all of these people, yeah? But what is interesting is that, look at Rabi Hamzi. The name sounds Middle Eastern. He could be a Christian. You don't know. But it gets some attention. You'll see here. And then Gabriel Peacock, a white person. I guess maybe Rabi doesn't get much media attention because it could be disputed. You don't know whether he's a Muslim, non-Muslim, Christian, Arab, Muslim Arab. You don't know. But you have a look here. You keep going down. You keep going down. Look, this guy on a bike gets 3 likes. There's no conversation really in the comments. What's that? Guy on a motorbike. 4 people are commenting. And then you have this white guy that police are investigating. People aren't really interested. Have a look. Okay, this one gets a bit of media attention. Drug, alcohol, and driving don't mix. There's 71 likes. 16 people are commenting on it. Obviously, it is a major problem, drugs and alcohol, and people are interested in that. So they're commenting. They're saying their cars should be seized. There should be tougher laws. Now we'll keep going down. Let's focus on the emojis, the likes, the comments. No. Okay, this guy, he's a white guy, gets 24. Okay, this is a little bit surprising. Contact this person, 24. 6 comments. Not too bad. Shelley, 26. What's that guy? An African appearance. Gets about 14, 4 comments. We'll keep going down. Keep going down. Okay. Keep going down. 24. A white guy. 6 comments. 24 emojis. We'll keep going down. Oh, what's that? Hang on, what's that? What's that? Looks like a hijabi. The police are looking for a hijabi that looks like they're stealing something in a box. Whoa! 158 emojis. 158 emojis. 135 comments. 135 comments. Right? And by the way, this person here is not really a hijabi. You can see a hijabi doesn't really do a hijab like this, and they've got alcohol, a bottle of alcohol. So they're in an alcohol store. Obviously, some random Australian decided to wear a hijab, can try and conceal a bit of their identity, and running off with some alcohol, right? And the comments are exploding. exploding with the Islamophobic rants. Look at the comment. Dead. He says Allah is gonna want her as a 576th wife in heaven. Look, see the Islamophobic comments? Comments are exploding. Have a look. So there you have it, folks. It's anti-Islamic media. Well, this is the reason why they use anti-Islamic material, because Islam sells papers. The media actually owe a lot to the Muslim communities. In fact, we would love to take them to court for all the damages they've caused. Wallah, we could buy our own country with that much compensation money. Wallah, we could buy Palestine. We could literally go to the Jews and buy Palestine. We could literally give them enough money to buy Palestine. That's how much compensation money is owing to the Muslims for all these damages. But we know we're not going to get it in this world. We're not going to be compensated in this world. Because again, they're all biased against us. We will wait for the day of judgment. That's where our true compensation will be given.